Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree,
Here we are, 9 weeks, countless plays, heartbreaks, comebacks, and highlight reels have led to this, the grand finals, Jeff versus Thor. Only one team walks away with the crown, the glory, and the bragging rights that echo long after the fight ends. Jeff stormed their way through the lower bracket, one elimination at a time. Thor, they've been a force of nature, but today, nothing is guaranteed. It's not about how you start, it's about who finished stronger. So everyone buckle in. This isn't just a match, it's the final chapter of the season. Who do you think is going to win this one, Ethan?
I honestly could not tell you who's going to win this. It's been an emotional rollercoaster for all the teams involved, especially Jeff and Thor. Thor have been in the higher bracket all the way through, winning some games outstandingly with not much effort. Some games they have been struggling. They have been getting those little mishaps there and here and there. But Jeff going to the loser bracket and working their way through, trawling through the pits of hell almost, back into the final for the grand finale. It's going to be a real toss up between these two teams because especially the last time we streamed, Jeff were on fire. They walked over their competition. Where we go to Team Thor, Thor has done something very similar to the teams coming up to this, and I think it's going to be a real interesting putting these two teams together because I think they did play in the group stages uh, when we were just doing team versus team with group stages and seeing how teams were matching up, and they were pretty even in some cases. In other cases, I think Thor did take the cake on some of them. But then again, look back at what happened in the group stage and look back what happened in the actual tournament leading up to the grand finals. It was all random. We couldn't predict anything, and everything was not to our prediction. So I'm not saying anything in this match. I'm just going to sit back, enjoy the ride, and wait until we see what happens because it's going to be an amazing one to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard one to predict because it seems like anything we predict just go turns the tables. It's the complete opposite. It's a complete sweep. We'd think Team Strange would make it to the grand finals, but they were the first team sent home, which is a crazy upset. So we've just had upset after upset in this tournament. So it's definitely really entertaining to watch as a viewer, seeing all these upsets happen. It's just really hard to predict the outcome of any of these games. Not normally you think you'd be able to predict the game quite easily, but it's just the complete opposite of what we thought. Same with the grand finals. I don't think either of these teams would have did lose to Thor and then get knocked out by Psylocke, and we see how Jeff did lose their first game to Manus, who looked like a strong team, although they do their lower bracket run and actually managed to get revenge onto Team Manus to make their way into the grand final, and Thor have had a pretty clean run from beginning to the start. They were the first match we ever played, and they're about to be the last match played in the tournament.
Indeed, if, as you saw there, Thor coasting through, not comfortably. There was some games they struggled with. There was some matchups they had troubles with, but Thor did also struggle against Mantis in their game because that was tit for tat. It did go all the way to the last game of their best of five. Whereas Team Jeff didn't. They almost whitewashed Mantis all the way through. I'm not saying it that's how it's probably going to play today. I'm just saying from the sides of Team Mantis, especially in the semi-finals and both semi-finals, the upper and lower bracket, Mantis played in both, and Mantis got swamped on the side when they were playing Team Jeff in the loser bracket, and versus Thor, they put up a really good fight. I'm not sure if that was because they were disheartened or their heart wasn't in it or something along those lines could have happened. Because I know there has been a lot of changes in teams here and there, people coming in, people going out of the game, so there's a lot of sub in, sub outs. But from what I can see from these games, Team Jeff and Team Thor definitely deserve to be in the final. They have played outstandingly throughout the whole tournament. They have proven themselves again and again and again. Yes, there was a bit of mishap of Jeff dropping down to the loose bracket, but they have worked, and we've seen it throughout the out the whole series so far. Jeff going from losing their first game, not doing too good in the groups. They did have some games they were good at, but other games they were struggling. Then when they hit the lose bracket, they won after one after one after one, and it just puts to show some of the dedication some of these players are putting into this game have truly made them almost shine in this tournament, and hopefully through tournaments to come if they do carry on. So from what we're going to see in these matches today, I am beyond thrilled to have these two teams, and this is going to be amazing. We are going into the game now, so we will see the as we speak. First ban coming out on the side of Team Thor. It looks like that is going to be
That's Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman.
I always get mixed up with Cloak and Dagger. They look very similar. You can only tell by the Fantastic Four suit she's wearing.
Yeah. But it does look like that Team Jeff let go a ban, and they're going straight into their save phase.
Oh my god, the ban person who on their side is
AFK?
is not there. Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like there's been ban the pick their team leader is unfortunately not here. So it does look like Jeff is going to have a slight disadvantage, Team Jeff is going to have a slight disadvantage unless we do restart. And if we do restart, I'll
I think we will have
let everyone
questions.
know. We are restarting the game real quick because bans and picks were not done properly. There was a bit of technical difficulties. As you heard, one of the players weren't at the keyboard when we started, which players' fault. They said they were ready. Not in our hands.
Unfortunately,
Yes,
those
I'm blaming
things
the players.
can happen.
It does happen, and we are doing online events, so this stuff we have to kind of deal with and move on from. So we could take a couple of minutes to restart the lobby, and then we'll go straight back into it. But from the picks and bans from the side of Team Thor, they were interesting. It looked like they were really going down trying to get rid of a lot of the supporting roles, because that's what Team Jeff love to run.
Yes, they do. That is correct. Unfortunately, they have revealed their cards a bit early there, so Team Jeff might now be going into this match more aware of the strategy of Team 4. So we'll have to see if Team Jeff do opt to save any of those bans.
That is true, but then again, you still do have two bans, one either side first, and Team Thor will have two bans before they have a save. So even if they do save one support character, Team Thor can still ban out two more. And it will be interesting to see what kind of goes on with that pick and ban phase, because I have noticed a lot of games, people have been kind of saving those supports for what their team wants to play, even if the other team are specialists in other sports or stuff like that. They've been, for example, Luna Snow has been banned and not saved at all, yet still played throughout that tournament. But she is one of the strongest supports, especially with her ult to try and save people. Invisible Girl is another one, which is saved and banned a lot. If it's not saved, it's banned. If it's not banned, it's saved. Just because their ults are key factors in team fights, like the Invisible Barrier, the Fate of Both Worlds. Rocket is another interesting one as well, because it is resurrect a teammate, and especially on these heavily push comp teams and these heavily fortified on convoys, having that rocket there just to res your teammate quickly, so he's not walking back from his respawn point where you can res right next to your team, is crucial in some of these fights. And we saw it happen. One of their vanguards go down, suddenly they have a rocket. Rocket gets them back up. They're back in the front line without losing much momentum. Whereas if you don't run it, you kind of lose that. There is other characters who, like Adam Warlock, can do that, but they can only do that at a specific time, and they want to wait for a lot of their team to die and not just waste on one person. But Rocket can just use it on one person. So it'll be interesting to see how those champions will be picked and banned, and see how those champions are going to be used. I would like to see if we pull out another Jeff game again, which is no longer support. I'm turning him into a damage, because those were always funny to watch and always entertaining. But it will be difficult to pull that off into these two teams, I think, because Jeff do like to play a heavy support combo. So having that heavy support, it doesn't matter if they're trying to do damage, the supports can just almost heal through it. Where on the side of Team Thor, I do know they like to play more dive or aggressive frontline comps, so they just run straight through the team. So it's going to be interesting how these two play out.
We're going in now.
And we
worth knowing
Back into pick and
that
bans.
Effort is definitely one of the players who can get a lot of value out of that Jeff on the duelist kind of role.
That is true. And we do see picks and bans Inti coming out. A ban on Invisible Girl, Luna Snow on the side of team. I think that's Thor banning them out. And Jeff, the Thing being saved, and Human Torch being banned. So Loki is being saved on the side of Team Thor. So it'll be interesting to see how this matches up because they have banned two of the biggest supports in the game at the moment for their ult usage, from what we've seen.
Another strategist is going to be banned out by the side of Team 4 with the cloak and dagger.
It does look like Team Thor trying to push them into only having two strategists up at all, because that is Invisible Girl gone, Luna Snow gone. They have kept the Loki though, but I do think that Team Thor do like that Loki, so that them saving that is fine. They've given up their other save on the side of Team Jeff. I don't know why they banned out the Invisible Girl because it's already been banned out. So they could have banned something else there. Or, sorry, Luna Snow. So they could have banned something else. And same with the Loki save as well. Loki's already been saved. You could just use it on another pick. So
I don't think we've seen that far.
Don't think that in tournament draft. I think you see all banned picks. I could be wrong.
I didn't realize you could ban the same. I didn't realize it would let you ban the same character.
Could
when
be
it's
just a
already been
misclick or
banned.
something like that. But yeah, as we are seeing the lineups here, a few of the same champions being saved, a few of the same champions being banned, a lot of strategic bans across the board, quite a few Vanguard saves and bans, but it does look like that we're going to have a heavily duelist game this time instead of having more support. So as you can see on the side Team Thor, Captain America there, Psylocke, Wolverine, Winter Soldier, and the two supports are going to be that is I think Invisible Girl and Loki. And on the side of Team Jeff, we are seeing the Rocket, the Magneto. I need to move my camera real quick. Winter Soldier, the Mantis, the Thing, and Loki. So they still are running a triple strategic on the side of Team Jeff, but they're just funneled into only having certain picks. We are seeing a decent setup by Thor already, trying to get that early poke in, trying to get choke points oriented and held. But we do know like Jeff does like to play around those choke points and use them to their own advantage of getting quick picks here and there where the opposite teams can't get the strategic in the right places. Wolverine dropping low there, so, same as the Loki. The Thing is getting a bit tickled on the side Team Jeff, but with the triple strategic that shouldn't be too hard to heal back up.
It is good to see effort on the Hela here because it is the character which he did make a name for himself in the early stages of the tournament when we done the group stage, and the side of Jeff are actually getting some early value out of that rocket revive as they are going to take man advantage in this team fight as a player of 4 and Jeff did fall at the same time there, and Jeff are going to punish that and get a kill onto the Wolverine. Good kill there by Galaxy.
Yeah, a very good play by the Rocket, very good play by the Strategist and Team Jeff in general, allowing them, knowing that they've got the revive in the back pocket to just apply slight more pressure to give them that man advantage. They are under threat though here because a lot of ultis are coming up. We see the invisible barrier being popped, Loki's ult being popped, so it does look like Jeff are going to get pushed back slightly here. Wolverine has just got back to the fight to allow him to get back in, and Jeff have lost one of their supports there, but we are seeing a lot more come in. Effort now going in with an ult, getting a double kill, Groot getting one, Effort getting a triple. Very nicely played by Thor there, getting very quick picks straight after the revive to push them back, to give them some breathing room to try and set up more choke points and just try and get some poke damage before they come back into the fight and charge up ult.
Yeah, wow, really well played there by Team 4. We saw the invisible barrier come in to keep everybody alive, and then Effort just took advantage of that, raining hell from above, going up and getting a quadra kill there, and one of his teammates killing the 5th member of Jeff. So Jeff will have to fall back. They are going to lose a lot of time there, as they've only got 1 minute 50 to work with, as Duck gets another kill onto the rocket, so he's not going to be able to use that revive station to revive himself. Magneto is going to come in with an ultimate of his own, but he's not going to get any value out of it. Lots of damage is being dusted out, but Team 4 are going to lose the first player. 2 players fallen on the side of Team 4. Effort is going to be able to trade one out here, but he is going to have to try and get a kill onto the Mantis, and he does. Really good kill there from Effort. He gets 3 for the side of Team 4 to hold off Team Jeff. So Team Jeff aren't going to be able to contest this point for now, and they're going to have to fall back as Effort and the rest of his team slowly clean up the mess Jeff left behind.
Yeah, very well played there by Team Jeff to try and push the point, getting quite a few picks. Even though they lost Rocket, they still had too much to just try and push the point even further. But unfortunately, they just weren't expecting the play from Effort in the backline, just picking off both the rest of the strategists and being able to walk through their team together.
We've got a few ultimates farmed up by the side of Team 4, whereas Jeff don't have anything to work with. So it's looking really good for the side of Team 4 as Teams Jeff start to dwindle away that timer. We are going to see a Mantis ult come in from the side of Jeff. So Joe is trying to get some value out of it, and his team is going to be able to punish off that, as the side of 4 is going to lose a player there. But the Thing is going to pop his ultimate as well. He doesn't get as much value out of it, although the side of Team 4, they are losing a lot of that health bar as they do lose the Mantis. Joe gets another kill. Really well played by Joe here, but they are going to pop the invisible barrier to try and keep everybody alive, but Effort has fallen, so they're going to lose a lot of that damage. Team Jeff need to punish Team 4 right now, as they're losing one of that heavy hitters in the side of Effort. Another player of 4 has fallen, so Jeff should be able to capture this point here. They are about to get the second bar, and it looks like Team 4 are going to have to give them the space.
Frenzy is still applying poke damage. They have got the Doctor Strange teleport in, which they've just used to try and hold the point slightly further. The game is now in overtime, so it will be Jeff needs to take this point, otherwise they will not go continue this round.
Yeah, we're seeing Effort. He's actually switched off to Doctor Strange here, and they have also got Captain America, but it looks like this last-ditched Effort plan is not going to work, as Jeff are going to slowly clean up and take control of the point. Really well clutch play there by the side of Jeff to get 2 minutes to push it to this next objective.
Yeah, very nicely played there by the side of Team Jeff, managing to get that last final push in with all their ults coming up almost at identical times, using them back-to-back in almost a chain order, allowing them to just push Thor back, get kills, get them off the point. Nice play there by Effort to try and switch that Doctor Strange to get them back quickly, to try and push the game quickly and push Jeff away from the point quickly to almost finish that in overtime there. But unfortunately, that was just not meant to be with the side Team Jeff to be able to walk through the rest of the team.
We are actually going to see Frenzy use... No, sorry, Red Luna to use the Loki ultimate. Now Frenzy is going to go and try and use his Loki ultimate, but his team gets taken out very fast, although 2 kills there by Effort, and the rest of his team also getting a kill of their own. So Team Jeff going to lose 4 members there. Really well played by the side of Team 4, as Effort and Duck also gets another kill onto Jeff. So Jeff are going to have to fall back and pay a little respect to Team 4, but they're going to have to wake up soon, as they've only got 1 minute 20 seconds left to work with, and Team 4's defense is looking menacing right now.
Very true there. Team Thor managing to find these chokeholds, find these holds of getting 1 or 2 kills quickly, and then ending up just getting those linchpin kills of just being able to hold and push and just alleviate some of the pressure. As you see there, Effort with the invisible girl or Haley with the invisible girl getting the pick on the Thing. I know he is back up due to the rocket revive, but that is a quick kill, just try and help reset. We are seeing Jeff now though push on the payload. Thor is struggling to hold it, but they are all still healthy. Effort has popped the Haley ult to try and get some kills from that. He does get Jose Paladin on that Mantis. One of their strategies are gone, which is a very key position for them. However, Team Thor do lose their Adam Warlock and their Groot, so it is trading 1 for 1 almost at the moment.
It is a bit of a slugfest right now, as kills are being traded out on either side. Rocket did use his ultimate in the midst of things. We are going to see the counter hair ult used as well by the side of Team Jeff, and he's actually going to get good value out of it, although this invisible barrier is really good from Team Force, as she's not going to be able to get as much value out of it, although she doesn't care, as she still gets another kill onto Corpse. And 6 members of 4 are back up now, and Jeff has lost that hair, and Doctor Strange is going to fall low, so they're going to have to try and heal him. The heals are coming through, so Doctor Strange is going to live here. He is going to pop that shield to try and stop some damage on the rest of his team, but Team 4 are working really well right now as a cohesive unit, as the Winter Soldier does get his ultimate reset, and it allows them to get 2 kills onto a Strategist. So Jeff are going to receive no heals, the rest of them are going to die, and Jeff are going to run out of time. Really well played by the side of Team 4 on that defensive half.
Yeah, very, very nicely played at the end there. Nicely timed ult, perfectly placed when needed, and we just was able to hold the last point using their power in general. The Winter Soldier's ult coming out, the effort on the Halia ult coming out, nice defensive plays by Frenzy and Sen Orion, just popping their ults just to block off the Halia damage, the Mantis and Loki healing just because they couldn't get through the barrier. The Moon Knight doing quite a bit there as well, but amazing usage of the group there by Duck, just to almost hold the front line as that Soul Vanguard towards the end of the.
Yeah, really well played
So
there from Team 4. They didn't just take the round,
Yeah.
they took control of that round.
Yeah, very, very true. They almost, after the first loss and the first point, resetting themselves, charging up ults until they got to their second choke point, where they're able just to sit there, hold that choke point, and just hold it out. They have switched sides though, but they are staying very similar comps. There hasn't really much change, but then again, looking at the pick and ban phase, I don't think there is much they can change in the picks that can almost help either side.
Yeah, both teams being forced to stick to a very similar team composition, but they probably feel more comfortable on these characters, which is why they're going to stick to it on both halves. Almost a mirror composition from both teams, although Team 4 do have the Moon Knight to try and dish out a different kind of damage. And Team Jeff are going to fall a bit low, but Heya is going to fall back, although Corpse does get a really good kill there into the backline of Team 4. So Team 4's Vanguards are going to receive a lot less healing, which is why we're seeing Groot fall so low here, and so are the rest of Team 4's team, as Effort has also fallen. Corpse is doing a really good job at getting all that pick damage onto the side of Team 4 right now.
Yeah, just proving how oppressive Halia can be as a champion, just allowing that to get some quick early damage, just managing to poke him out. And as you see right there, 3 or 4 hits and suddenly someone drops.
Effort is going to switch to the Iron Man instead, and all of a sudden Jeff looking like the stronger team on this defensive side through the demonstration of these first 2 team fights. They are going to lose the Loki, however, as Effort has switched to that Iron Man, which is a good call, as he has gotten a kill onto the Mantis, so Jeff are going to receive a lot less heals, although it looks like the Rocket is doing a lot of good healing on his own, as the rest of his team are going to live still. Loki does have his ultimate to work with. He has actually used it. It looks like he has copied the Winter Soldier's ultimate, as Winter Soldier does get a kill. He is going to try and break that Rocket revive station, although it looks like it lived with a slimmer of HP.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Probably might need to go up and kill that quickly. We do see the Mantis going, Loki getting caught, I think that is, with the Mantis ult.
He's going to get killed onto Joe.
It's all
Very,
over the
really good
place right
kills
now.
there from the side of Jeff.
Team Thor getting picks left, right and centre. Team Jeff scrambling to try and get back, to try and just hold the time as long as possible. And Team Thor has taken the first point, so they are on the push now. They don't have far to push, so Team Jeff needs to start grouping up, start getting more picks. That Halia needs to start doing work on the backline of Team Thor.
Yeah, really good kills there from the duelists of both teams. But it's looking a lot better for Team 4, as they have pushed this payload a lot further than Jeff had during this time limit, as they've actually got 3 minutes to work with, which is a lot more than Jeff did. Although Corpse is trying to shut this down, as he does get 3 kills in a row on that duelist rule, and it looks like he's going for more as he does take out Duck. Really well played by Corpse here. Corpse is trying to rewrite the story for the side of Team Jeff here. So hopefully the rest of his team is feeling motivated from the plays of this guy.
That's very much the case, especially with that movement of the Haley, allowing herself to get some aerial momentum for it. We do see some damage come back onto her though, but that's healed up very, very quickly by the Triage on the side of Team Jeff. Effort trying to get some poke damage in the backline with the Iron Man, just here and there, just trying to get some damage. Corpse almost does drop, but the Triage is healing back up now. We do see the Moon Knight drop on the side of Team Thor, who will be rested soon with an ultimate. Winter Soldier getting ult going in, but unfortunately cannot get much from it and does fall because of it.
Yeah, Invisible Barrier has been popped in this big team fight. Corpse is proving his value once again as he gets 2 kills on both the duelists of 4. So 4 are going to struggle with damage, although they have actually opted for a triple duelist composition, so they are still going to have so much damage, but not as much as Jeff are cleaning up the rest of 4. But they're going to have to keep this up for a whole 2 more minutes as Team 4 have quite a lot of time to work with and not much meters to push the barrier.
Yeah, that's very true. Team Thor don't have much to push, but if Jeff can hold this choke point and keep pushing it back slowly, they'll give more and more opportunities for Team Thor to mess up. As you see the side Team Jeff here, their group going down, but is now resurrected, so he will be running back now. The thing going in backline does take out the Invisible Girl there, but does go down, but does have the rocket revive there to come back into the fight very, very quickly. We see a lot of ults being popped here, one after another. We do see a thing go down, Mantis go down, from a combination of ults, allowing Team Thor to get back to the point to push. But unfortunately, it's not enough for the rest of the team is still up, doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, we saw Eye of Agamotto popped in the midst of things by Duck, and really well played from Team 4 to get 2 kills onto the side of Jeff, as this is really important kills. They haven't got much far to push, they've only got to get to about the 100-meter mark, and Team 4 are looking to clean this one up early. Really good kill from the duelist there. He is going to pop his Winter Soldier motor. He does get the reset, but he unfortunately doesn't get a kill out of it. Corpse proving his value, getting a kill onto Frenzy, so they're going to receive less heals, but he's getting reset after reset after reset on that Winter Soldier, getting 2 kills, but it doesn't care. Jeff doesn't care, as they are going to get 3 kills of their own. This one is a slugfest right now. Kills being traded out on either side, but it looks like Jeff are going to get the upper hand, and Team 4 are probably going to have one more team fight to work with, and they only had 2 meters to push the payload. What a close one from Jeff.
Yeah, very close. Very well played on the push there from Thor. Almost getting to the point to push it further. However, Team Jeff just got back in the nick of time just to be able to fight back, push it back. Team Thor will only have one good push left. I think what they're trying to do now is farm as many ults they can before they go back in. However, they don't really want to give too much over to Jeff because they do have the ult advantage right now. We do see Duck go in as the Strange. However, it is dropped very low, but is healed up very quickly. Effort is popping that ultimate now to get some big damage and try and get some picks. We do see him take out 2, 3, and that's enough to push them off the point to allow them to take it. Well played, Team Thor.
Yeah, wow. What a close first series. We thought this would be a fairly one-sided match for either team, but both teams proven why they deserve a spot in the grand final, as that was as close as it could have got. One final team fight, 2 meters left in it. That could have gone either way with that last team fight.
Very much the case, but it unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles. It does look like that Thor has taken the first game though, so that leaves them 1-0 in this best of 7.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that 2 meters could be the decider of who wins the grand final of the Triumph Challenger Cup, as if this does go the distance in a best of 7, they are going to feel very disheartened by that first game, as that first game could be the decider of it all.
As well as that, people's mentals can start straining in long series like we have today. Like they can lose 2 or 3 games and suddenly they're over the moon, but then suddenly lose 2 back to back, and suddenly mental goes out the window. So people really need to control their aggression, control their manner of speaking, control their mental in these whole games, because one sly comment can cause the downfall of your whole team. so they really need to keep in check. They will also start getting more tired throughout the series, so it will affect their gameplay in some ways. So we will be keeping eyes on them as well. But from the first game, it was a slugfest. First point, well played from Team GF, getting that point, allowing them to push it. However, they struggled to try and get past that second point, and nice hold by Team Thor, and vice versa. Team Thor struggled to got that first point slightly quicker than Team Jeff, but on the second push, Team Jeff were just hammering them over and over and over again, and it really came down to the two Halios on either side, who got the ult first, who got the ult off, who got the more kills at the end, and it paid off. That effort had his ult at the very end to just push them off the payload to allow them to push it. So well played both sides.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how Team Jeff changed their composition up quite a lot in the sense of changing roles. Obviously, a lot of strategists banned out, so we saw both teams stick to a very similar team composition throughout the match. Although we saw Effort switching from the Hela to the Iron Man, and then he also went Doctor Strange for a minute, switching with his teammates. So they changed the tank and duelist around a couple of times. Then they also went for a triple duelist composition towards the end there. So a lot of changes from Team Jeff. I thought it was undecisiveness at first, but they closed out the first map pretty closely there, so I'm sure they have a good understanding of their plan and tactical analysis going into this next game. Whether they stick to that strategy of changing roles throughout the match to try and confuse the enemy, or maybe that as the series progresses, they kind of understand their role a bit better and stick to it.
Yeah, that's very true. It will come down to who knows the game better, who knows the maps better, who knows the cheeky windows, and who's just a better team comps overall. Because we did see a lot of bans come out as strategists there, but it didn't really affect either side that much. I do think that some of the strategists would have stopped more team fights or could have allowed better pushes in those scenarios. But then again, the players are playing the game themselves. They ban who they think they should ban.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the veto phase is very similar with how many strategist bans were played that game, as we haven't really seen that many strategists banned in a veto phase, especially with the introduction of the new veto phase where we get an extra ban compared to what we had in the latter stages of the tournament where there would be only 2 bans. So it's given a bit more thought into the veto phase in the semi-finals and grand finals, especially in this finals where Team GF are so heavily reliant on playing a lot of them strategist roles with a lot of their players predominantly being strategists. So I think it's very smart from Team Team 4, sorry, to ban them out.
Yeah, that's very true. We should be going to the next game very shortly, though. Getting ready to set it up for it. We're just about to launch it. So speaking from what happened in the first game, how do you think the bans and picks should change up slightly? Because I know that Team Thor had that heavily duelist comp at the end of it, having 3 duelists, 2 strategists, 1 vanguard, whereas in Team Jeff still kept tried and true to their method, having triple strategist, double vanguard, 1 duelist.
It's really tough to call because both teams. If we go into this second game, we will see if that is still the case. But it's they could ban out the Haya, but both teams did play player. But we saw Corpse getting a lot of value out of it. But we also know Effort is really good on those poke character roles. So it's just a tough one. I feel like both these teams are coming into this almost like a mirror team, playing a lot of the same characters. So I think it makes that veto phase ever so harder for both teams.
That's very true. As we can see, similar bans coming out. We see the Lunar Snow, the Invisible Girl coming out, Magneto being saved on the side of Team Thor, and on the opposite side, Jeff banning out the Flaming Torch, or the Human Torch, sorry, saving Cloak and Dagger this time to give them another strategic option, and getting rid of the Emma Frost.
Yeah, we are going to see very similar bans from the side of Team Jeff at the start there, but hopefully these last 2 bans do change things up a little.
We do see the Hulk ban coming out on the side of Team Jeff again. They obviously don't really like those champions they're banning out because they're banning a lot of their heavy frontline vanguards there. We do see a Lunar Snow save on the side of Team Thor there. And a Loki ban coming out. So we are going to see the Lunar Snow in this game for the side of Team Thor. We're seeing the Jeff ban coming out on the side of Team Jeff. Going for their last save here. The Rocket being saved. Rocket's a crucial pick in a lot of games recently.
Yeah, that is a big ban from Team Jeff. They do know Effort did play really well on with the Jeff in the last domination game he played, just flanking the backline whilst the other team are trying to capture the point. So he does get a lot of value out farming that ultimate over and over again through that sustained damage. But he is going to go onto that duelist role once again this game. But it will be good to see if he is going to switch to the Vanguard for a couple minutes like he did in that last game. But I hope the players start to stick to the same role.
As you can see here, the picks are already starting to come in. We see the Venom and Spider-Man combo, that's being let through. We're seeing Magneto being picked up, Lunar Snow being picked up, Halio being picked up again, with the Loki finalizing Team Thor, and Team Jeff on the Cloak and Dagger, the Magneto, the Halio, the Mantis, the Rocket, and the Groot. So staying trying true to their methods, going similar comps as what they usually would run. We do see the Effort Duck combo on the Venom and Spider-Man, so that's going to be very interesting to see and how that's going to play out. Because that does give Effort the opportunity to literally just one-shot someone out and get rid of them.
Yeah, that Spider-Man Venom symbiote combination could be very deadly with a guy like Effort on it. That damage buff he gets with the extra ability could be very devastating for the backline of Team Jeff. So they're going to have to work together to try and stop the Spider-Man swinging into that backline and wreaking havoc onto the strategist off the side of Jeff.
That's very true there. As we can see, both teams converging onto the point now. The first person to the point is the Venom, being able to stick to those walls, trying to use his powers to his advantage. He will be going for engage now, but he is slightly alone here. Effort does go into the backline, but doesn't catch someone off guard. He kind of misses there. So Effort and Venom are both almost caught out. Loki does drop low, but does manage to stay alive. Effort does picks two from the Rocket Revive as well. So the Rocket Revive has been used, and Effort picks straight after it. It does look like Team Thor have taken the advantage here, even though losing one, Team Jeff have lost two.
Yeah, early on the mobility of that Spider-Man just proven so significant for that Team 4 composition to take control of this point, as Team Jeff looked clueless on how to handle it, but now they've seen it in play. I'm sure they're going to start planning the counters to deal with that Spider-Man, as he is going to be a big nuisance throughout this match if they can't find a way to deal with it, as with that combination from the Venom, he's going to be doing even more damage, and his mobility with that Spider-Man's movement util is so good right now.
Very true. We are also seeing some cheeky plays coming by the side of Team Thor, but Venom is picked off from that so is Effort. So unfortunately, they're not going to get much from it. But Frenzy is still up on the Halio, dealing us damage. But unfortunately, he does get picked out by the side of Team Jeff. Team Jeff are looking to capture the point back here. Magneto was the last one up on point. Venom has just got back, but can't do much. Effort is right around the corner, but I'm not sure if he's going to try and fight. No, unfortunately, he gets caught out while I was trying to pick out the Halio. So Team Jeff do get the point back. And now Team Thor are on the aggressive. Very well played
there from Team Jeff. As we saw Team Jeff leaving that respawn room and coming up with a good plan on how to deal with that Spider-Man. But Team 4 are going to rejoin this fight with every player with their ultimate. Team Jeff do have a few ultimates on their own side, as we are going to see Corpse is going to pop his, as well as the Rocket. Revive does bring back in Mantis into the fight, and he is going to pop his ultimate as well. We've got both Hayers using their ultimates on each other right now. Looks like they're both going to trade each other out there, as their ultimate are going to get traded out. So an even fight from both Corpse and Frenzy there. Effort is going to fall though, so it looks like Jeff will take advantage of this here. They do have man advantage, but Fate of Both Worlds has been popped by the side of Team 4 to try to keep everyone alive, but it's not going to do enough, as as Frenzy is too far away from that Fate of Both Worlds to receive the healing, and it looks like Jeff has got a good upper hand in this fight here, as Loki is also going to fall, and Team 4 have only got the Lunar Snow heals to work with. Venom has fallen as well. Really good kill there from Galaxy, and Team Jeff have every player to work with, and Team 4 is slowly falling apart, and Jeff still have control of the objective, so it looks like they're going to win this one. Team 4 has to get back really fast. Team Jeff already 90% onto that control point, and they've got 3 people holding it. They're holding the front line. It looks like nobody's going to be able to break through this line of Team Jeff defense, and it looks like Team Jeff are going to take this one if they can't get through that Doctor Strange portal in time, but they do. Overtime has been put in, but Team Jeff cleaning them up really fast. 3 members of Team 4 have already fallen. Really well played by the Magneto here, but everybody on Team 4 is leaving the respawn phase, trying to get through that portal, but Team Jeff are trying to block them off as Corpse get another kill onto Effort. 3 more players of 4 has fallen, and that overtime bar looks like it's going to run out, and Team Jeff will take the first one here.
Yeah, that's very well played by the side of Team Jeff. Managing to figure out that Spider-Man Venom combo after the first push, managing to flip it on its head and almost use that to the disadvantage, making them play too aggressive. And allowing them to just fight that and just hold the point towards the end, as well as that the Jeff's team in the team fights, allowing them to live out the Lunar Snow ult, live out the Halia ult, and that that Halia duel at the very top when I think it was Frenzy and Corpse using that Halia at the same time, just stopped all damage coming in from either side from the Halia ults, which allowed Team Jeff the opportunity to be able to reset themselves, use that almost mismatch of ults there to just hold the point and wait out the rest of the ults coming through.
Yeah, Team Jeff.
As we see both teams now. Go for it.
Team Jeff looked really strong there in that towards the second half of that fight, absolutely dominating the map control, and it looks like Effort is also going to receive a lot of damage early on here, and so is Duck, but Corpse is falling really low, and really well played there from the side of Team 4 as 2 members of Jeff have fallen. Team 4 are coming out this first half with vengeance as they get another kill, 2 more kills, 1 for Frenzy and 1 for the Moon Knight, but the Rocket Revive Station is going to come in useful as it brings them back, but the Adam Warlock combination on the side of Effort revives Effort as they do have that triple combination of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, very well played by the side Team Thor there, and managing to get around the point, just cut people off and just grab out kills here and there, pushing the side Team Jeff off, allowing Team Thor to set up choke points, set up holds. As we can see, the Groot here dropping on the side Team Thor, dropping low. He does get picked off, but it does seem there's been a lot of ults used on the side Team Thor just to hold out for the group to get back. But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough though. Team Thor does lose Effort here.
Good kills there by Corpse, as Team 4 are going to lose some of them heals, although the Adam Warlock does have his ultimate, so if anything does go wrong for the side of Team 4, he should be able to revive everyone back into the fight. As Moon Knight gets a kill onto Corpse, they're going to receive a lot less damage for the side of Jeff, as that invisible barrier has been played, but it is slightly off-centered in that objective, so they might not be able to get as much value out of it, but Duck doesn't care. He's going to jump into the backline as he kills 2 of the Strategists, but the revive station brings 1 back. Mantis is alone with the heals, but he does fall to Effort. Really well played there by Team 4, just jumping into the backline of Team Jeff, and they're now just going to clean up, kill that Cloak and Daggett. Really well played by Team 4 there, getting kills, especially Effort there, just finishing the job from the push from Duck, just cleaning up the backline of Team Jeff.
Yeah, very much so. As we see here, another scrap happening at the front gates of the point, should I say. Duck does get caught off guard by those by his own and Team Jeff's group, not allowing the strategic to get to him, not allowing any healing to get to him. But we do see a lot of damage on Team Thor still up. We still got Effort up with his ult. We still got Moon Knight up with his ult. All 3 strategists on the side of Team Thor are still up. However, Moon Knight will drop now. Their Groot should be joining the fight shortly, but they do need to hold. The Groot is now back in the fight. Invisible Girl does drop low, but managed to get away from the fight. And Team Thor does flip the fight on its head completely, wiping out one after another, managing to fight back when as Duck appears back in with that Groot, using that Groot ult to his advantage.
Yeah, Corpse is just going to have to fall back and wait for the rest of his team to respawn as Effort pushes up to try and take a bit of map control there to try and slow down the side of Team Jeff so his team can get to that point. And Team Jeff are going to have to run in fast as Team 4 have got 98% on that objective point. Oh, but the Doctor Strange portal comes in from behind. Groot tries to wall it off. Really well played there from both teams trying to counteract each other. Doctor Strange is very outnumbered right now as he is on his own. Groot is going to fall low and Team 4 are going to kill the Groot. The vanguard of Team Jeff. Doctor Strange is alone and he is going to fall. It looks like Team 4 are going to take this one and they will. Really well played there by Team 4 to even up the scoreline in this second match.
Yeah, very much the case. You saw what happened with the side of Team Jeff last time. He able to hold the point, manage the point, but this time Team Thor from the get-go were holding the point, managing point, holding all choke points. They did lose a few here and there in team fights, but managed to get people back on their feet, hold out for them to come back with their ult usages, and I can't speak. Their usage, allowing them just to flip fights on their head completely, taking away. As we see another matchup, Jeff now going for a matchup here on the side. We do see Emma Frost now being picked up from the side of Team Jeff as well. Maybe to try and counteract those ult usages.
I like how Team 4 have switched their team composition after losing that first map. They switched off the Spider-Man onto the Star-Lord with the Adam Warlock combo alongside Manus, so they just get that extra heals and revives, similar to the Rocket Revive Station, except I think Adam Warlock gets a bit more value out of his ultimate, being able to bring back the whole team if needed, and Effort does get that revive from the Adam Warlock as well as Mantis, so a very smart decision from Team 4 tactically into the second map, keeping it into the third map. So we'll have to see if Jeff comes up with any ideas to counter on an own. And it looks like Effort is going to pop his ultimate very early here, gets a kill onto Corpse. They do get the value out of it as he does damage the Groot and the rest of his team cleans up that Groot to get the kill. So they are going to take the objective very early. And here we see the Adam Warlock heal for the combination onto Star-Lord coming in handy as Effort is going to be able to revive himself back into this fight and just continue to do slaughterous amounts of damage onto the side of Jeff as he gets another kill onto the strategist as well as team getting more kills into the backline. And unfortunately, Joe is going to fall off the map there. So Team Jeff are going to have to wait for him to come back into the fight if they're going to want to receive them heals. But Groots and K is going to push up alone, which is going to punish him as he is going to drop below half HP. He does have his ultimate. He is going to pop his ultimate to try and keep him alive, but he's fallen very low, 50 HP here. But the strategist doing a really good job at keeping him alive. Team 4 are holding this one really well though. Team Jeff are looking a bit scrambled right now.
Yeah, it's a big cooldown usage there just to try and keep himself up, ready for the fight. They do get usage out of it though. 2 of Team Thor being dropped very, very quickly, but Team Thor does manipulate the group ult to allow them to do a lot more damage. The Haley ult on the side of Team Jeff coming through. Every ult on the side of Team Jeff being popped here to just try and push Team Thor back, just try and get some extra damage. Adam Warlock's ult is going to be popped and most of the team is going to get back up. But unfortunately, some were out of range, so they have to walk back.
Frenzy is going to revive himself here. And Effort has already built up his Star-Lord ultimate from the start of the match. This is really well played from Effort to be able to build up that ultimate again. And he does get a triple kill. And we do see the Moon Knight also getting kill. And they are going to retake control of this objective once again at the 60% market. And Team Jeff are going to have a few more team fights left in this, but they're going to have to solve something out soon because Team 4 are looking very dominant as we're about to enter a big team fight right here. Lots of heals in the back line from the side of Team Jeff, but Jeff strategist is going to go for a flank and try and deal some damage here. She isn't going to get any kills off it, unfortunately. Effort is going to drop to half HP. So lots of damage here from the Moon Knight. Effort is going to get healed back on up. So really well played there. But Adam Warlock is going to fall. And so does the second strategist. It looks like 4 are going to fall apart here as they're got barely any heals left. Only the Mantis to work with, and she hasn't got as good heals as the side of Team Jeff. Moon Knight is going to fall as well, and it looks like Team 4 are going to have to back on out of this one. But they are holding the objective to the 90% marker. Effort doing a really good job at staying alive here, but he is going to fall to Joe now. Groot gets a kill onto Wings. Really well played by the side of Team Jeff to save their one. But Team 4 only have to win one team fight now if they want to win it all. 99% for them.
Yeah, it's very much the case, and especially how they're just started building up ultimates. Effort's almost got his ultimate back. Mantis got the ult. We see Invisible Girl got her ult as well. Groot's at 70%, so it should be up very shortly. The only two they're lacking is the Adam Warlock and the Moon Knight, which can be challenged very quickly on those two. As we see here, Effort charging his ult now, popping it now to try and get some big damage there. But unfortunately not finding much there. Is dropping some low. Psylocke popping her ult to avoid the Effort ult while trying to do some damage back.
Yeah, Effort doing a really good job at farming that ultimate, as he did. He's already used it 3 times, but Jeff have learned from their previous mistakes and been able to counter it. But the Adam Warlock brings Effort back into this fight to cause more havoc, and Jeff are slowly falling apart. They're going to be nervous in this fight because 4 are going to close this one out, and they will if nobody on the side of Jeff can get onto that objective point, as they're in the overtime market, and it looks like nobody on the side of Team Jeff can do this. They do have the Doctor Strange, but it looks like the portal is unfortunately on cooldown, and Team 4 are going to take an early lead into this series, going 2-0 up on to Jeff.
Yeah, very much the case. Team Thor take the second game here, making it, I think, 2-0 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So Team Thor lead, because we're going to go to a break shortly, but Team Thor lead into the first break of this best of 7, 2-0, where Mantis now have still got no games under their belt in this grand final, or Jeff, sorry, still have no games left in this grand final. This will be a shocker for Jeff. This will probably be a bit of a wake-up call, saying they need to start rearranging their comps. They need to start picking and banning slightly better. Team Thor have been on point with their bans, so banning out a lot of TGS on the side from the side of Team Jeff, allowing them to have more open freedom to do what they need to do. And we also see the key linchpins of either side here: Effort, Corpse, doing massive amount of damage on either side, and it comes down to who can stay up the longest and who can do more damage. But we will be going on a break right now. We will be back shortly for the next sets of game in about 15 minutes. So go grab some drinks, go grab some food, and then we'll be right back shortly.
Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a ride. Savannah. Lions gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a ride. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah. Savannah, let's all take a ride.
fire makes the city look so bright. Close your eyes and just stay tight. We have to go. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me while we leave. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay while we leave. Stay with me. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me while we leave. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay while we leave. Stay with me.
Refresh the vMix call. My on stream.
It's because I didn't have all other things on. Sorry. No, it's working now. Everything's working.
All right,
Okay,
so
cool.
yeah, I thought my thing was unmuted. So we are going to see a couple of different bans, which is good to see. We are now switching to a more of a duelist orientated veto phase, whereas the first two games were more focused onto them strategist roles. So this is good to see.
Yeah, it's very much the case. As we saw previously, it was very much trying to get rid of those strategists, just trying to just get them off the map. However, over the last games we saw, there's a lot more duelist interaction than there was strategists. Yes, strategists played a crucial role for keeping the team up, keeping them healthy, but from the duelist perspective, there's a lot more damage coming in from either side. A lot more duelist interaction and usage to giving them the upper hands.
Yeah, we are going to see that rocket being saved as well, which definitely came in useful for the side of Jeff with them revive stations. And they are going to ban the Hulk once again. And we are going to get a Loki ban once again, which we saw in the first game, but he was used quite significantly in that second match.
Yeah, we do see a Halia ban, which is an odd one because I know Corpse has been playing very well on the Halia, but so has Effort on the Halia. So I'm not sure if they're trying to allow Effort to play more open roles because he is locked in the Storm right now. But it will be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I think that is a smart play because we saw both Corpse and Effort, as well as Frenzy, two players on the side of 4, good on that Halia, but the Corpse looked like he was very more like reliant on that Hela role, whereas Effort, we see he's showing a lot of versatility throughout this series. He's changing characters a lot, so I feel like they're going to take advantage of the versatility on the agents that Effort can play on that duelist role, as well as switching to that Vanguard role if needed, by banning out their Hela and seeing if Corpse can show any versatility or whether he's going to become a little more reliant onto that Hela role. So we'll see how it pans out in this game.
Yeah, as you can see here, Thor picking very heavily defensive comp, trying to use those lineups, trying to use those choke points to their advantage with the Emma Frost, the Penny Parker, Mantis, Moon Knight, Storm, and Luna Snow, whereas Jeff has gone for more of a kind of rough and tumble lineup here with the Thing, Luna Snow, Invisible Girl. Sorry, Invisible Girl? I think that's Cloak and Dagger, not Invisible Girl. My mistake. With the Raccoon, Emma Frost, and I think that's, I don't know the last one.
I think it's Storm.
No, on the side Team Jeff. The soldier. Don't know his name.
Oh, sorry, Punisher. It's Punisher.
Punisher.
I don't know who you're
Thanks very
looking
much. It's all good. But the first kerfuffle here, we had Thor took the cake on it, taking down their team quite nicely, using those choke points to their advantage. Effort popping off on Storm right now, taking one after another. He's like soloing the team on his own.
Yeah, wow. He's showing really good versatility there, as mentioned earlier. So we've got to see if Corpse can step it up onto this Punisher role. He has got a lot of versatility in the sense of util on that character with having a shotgun and primary weapon. So he's going to have to try and get close up onto that flank and try to use that shotgun. But Effort is just going to shut him down instantly. Really well played in the early stages of this third map by Effort. And they are going to get the Frenzy Ultimate and Fate of Both Worlds. Speaking of which, Jeff is going to pop their Fate of Both Worlds to try and take some map space on here, but Thor doing a really good job of holding them off. And here we go. The counter Fate of Both Worlds comes in by the side of Thor, and it looks like Thor is going to get more value as Team Jeff's Fate of Both Worlds is going to dwindle away, as Thor is still going to receive them heals, and Frenzy is going to pop his ultimate and get so much damage out of it. Joe is going to get a revive onto the Luna on the side of Jeff with that revive station, but it doesn't matter because Thor are punishing Jeff heavy right now. Corpse is going to get a lot of value out of his ultimate, although he only gets one kill, but a lot of damage on the rest of the players of Team 4. But Team 4 are going to respawn in. Mantis does have her ultimate to work with as well. And it looks like Jeff is falling apart. Brilliant kill by Effort, Wings, Duck. Well played by the side of Team 4 there. And Effort gets another kill onto Joe. Jeff are going to have to wait in the respawn room and regroup as a team here.
Yeah, very much the case. Effort charging up nicely, using those tight corners to the advantage of Storm, holding those points. A lot of people from Team Thor did drop radically, and a couple of them did die, but it didn't really matter with the remaining people of Thor managing to hold off those ults, just push back, as we see Effort going in, getting another couple with the help of Mike Clarion on the Moon Knight.
Yeah, wow. Thor definitely took this break really well. They've come back even stronger than before. Despite having a 2-0 lead, they're looking even stronger than they did in the previous two games. This third map is really dominant by the side of Team 4, and Team Jeff look like they've got nothing to work with here. 20 seconds on the clock, 2 ultimates on the side of Jeff. 4 have none of their own. So Jeff are going to have to try and take advantage of this, but it doesn't matter because the Moon Knight gets a kill. Unfortunately, Joe is going to get the revive station for the Moon Knight to bring him back, but Frenzy gets another kill. Joe is going to pop his ultimate on the rocket, so they're going to get a bit more damage here. Jeff are going to have to take advantage of it, but it doesn't matter because Wings gets a kill onto the Thing, and he kills Joe. They're going to receive a lot less healing, and they only have the Doctor Strange to work with, but they're going to run out of time, unfortunately. And Team 4 going to dominate that defensive side. So Jeff, they're going to have to try and prove a very strong defensive side as well.
Team Thor defending the point with Jeff not even being able to smell or look at the point properly without falling over. Well played by Team Thor, having that massive hold there. We are going to see Effort move on to his old faithful, the Jeff Shark here. Probably going to be played more on a duelist role than anything else, using those ultimates, using what he can do on effort. We've seen him do it before. Let's see if he can do it again. Effort is known to charge ults very, very quickly. So if he does get a very quick charge up on the Jeff, he can pull them away from the point long enough to allow Thor just to capture the point. Even if he doesn't throw them out and kill them from jumping from the map, he can just hold them.
Yeah, this is very smart by Team 4 here, putting effort on that Jeff, because even if they do somehow struggle to get that first Barney objective point, all effort has to do is take them off the objective point, not even kill them, just give his Team 4 enough time to capture that bar only one time, as we saw Jeff unable to get any percentage on that objective point. So Team Jeff are going to have to defend this one with their lives.
We are seeing the Penny Parker on the side of Team Jeff set up the doorway, but it does seem like the audio cues have given that away. So Team Thor have opted to go through the side door, not the main door, to avoid a loss of that traps which placed down. We
They're
do
going to
see a
jump in
massive
through the Doctor Strange portal, and it looks like Jeff are aware of this, as they are going to counter it. They get 2 kills onto the side of Team 4. Really well played by Team Jeff, but they're going to have to maintain this defensive structure for a whole 3 more minutes. And Team 4, they are going to come back into the revive station. Unfortunately, the portal does disappear, so they're not going to be able to take that anymore. The Thing is going to drop below half HP. He does get healed on back, but Effort is going to get a kill of his own. They are going to try and break that rocket revive station, but he doesn't break it in time, as Joe is going to revive the Cloak and Dagger. Very unfortunate there for 4, as 6 members of Jeff alive. There is a Doctor Strange portal cooldown coming back in, so they will be able to use that, but Effort is doing so much damage, and Lunar Snow is going to take advantage of that, killing the Cloak and Dagger once again. Frenzy is going to get a kill of his own onto Joe, so they're going to receive a lot less heals. This is looking very dire for Team Jeff, as 4 members have fallen for the side of Team Jeff, and it looks like Team 4 have closed this one out so fast. Insane round and match by Team 4 there to take it 3-0.
Jesus, very well played by Team Thor, coming back from the break with guns blazing, going after them as fast and as much as possible. We do see the MVP effort there on the Jeff. That does not surprise me. He finds a way to make Jeff go from a strategist into a duelist while being a vanguard at the same time. But wow, that last match from Team Thor was on fire. They were not messing around, going for those points, holding those points, using their strengths, and having effort put out the Jeff again. It's always a sight for sore eyes. It's always lovely to see that Jeff in more of a duelist role than what he's designed to do. But then again, Team Jeff just had no answer to the side of Team Thor. In the first defensive point, we saw effort on the Storm. We saw the Moonlight coming out. We saw lovely trap settings by the Penny Parker, and Team Jeff just couldn't push through it. Once they did have a short break with those ults engaged, like the Lunar Snow ult and the other ults you popped, Team Thor just had an answer for everything. And then when it came to the offensive, we did see them have a bit of struggle coming through the Doctor Strange portal, but a lovely engaged there by the side Team Thor, just pushing some people off the point, trying to get those rocket revives out away, which they did, and then Effort and Team Thor's Penny Parker managing to slip around the sides, get into the back line, just do more damage. Doctor Strange staying up long enough to allow his team to come back, just taking a lot of the brunt of focus, allowing Team Thor to come back and just push them completely off the point and wipe them clean and get the match very, very efficiently and quickly.
Yeah, that was more of a statement win from Team 4. They won that in dominant fashion, and it's going to be a last-ditched effort for Team Jeff, as it is going to be match point for Team 4 as the first team to take 4 maps will win the grand finals and be the winner of the Triumph Challenger Cup tournament. And it's been a very long, rocky road to get there. Team 4 have been underdogs from the start, as they were one of the lower teams down in the group stage, which is why they were in the first round. But ever since we went into the double elimination bracket, Team 4 have looked very strong all the way up into the grand finals, and so is Jeff on their lower bracket run. So Jeff definitely have it in them to cause an upset here, but with how that last game went, it's going to be insanely hard for Team Jeff to come up with something, especially since we saw the veto phase change from strategist more into duelist, but it looked like that heavily favoured 4. So Team Jeff are going to have to come up with something if they're going to want to cause an upset here.
they almost need to try and ban out effort, but it doesn't work because no matter what you ban for effort, effort's just going to play something else and whitewash your team. I know we're ringing on about effort, but effort has been playing superbly in this grand final so far. On the Halia, on the Iron Man, on the Star Lord, on the Storm, and now putting out his old faithful, the Jeff. The man's unstoppable right now. He does have an amazing team around him to support him and give him what he needs to do what he needs to do. But Team Thor right now are on fire. We are going to go into this the next game very, very shortly. But we are on match point, so if Team Thor do take this point, it is GG, wraps up, they win. So Jeff are under a lot of pressure right now. They need to start winning back. They need to start getting the games back.
Yeah, with how fast that last game went, this whole series could be over within an instant. We saw them first 2 games, it could have gone either way. The first match was within 2 meters of who could have won. That's how close we thought the series was going to be. Whereas this last match has not been similar to the first match, as we thought the first match would foreshadow the rest of the series being close, whereas that last match just proved us wrong. But Team Jeff, they've done it before, they can do it now. Hopefully somebody on the side of Team Jeff steps up. We've seen Corpse getting a lot of good kills with that poke damage. I'm sure if everybody else steps up, it could work really well. And we are going to go into the 4th match, potentially the final match of the entire Triumph Challenger Cup tournament.
So yeah, we're jumping straight into the pick and ban phases now. The Human Torch again, tried and true faithful, always getting banned out. I don't think we've seen him play at all in this tournament. We do see the Iron Fist getting banned out. We're going down more of a duelist route here, which is I think more favoured to Team Thor at the moment, especially the way it's been going. We see the Emma Frost being saved, so obviously someone on Team Thor thinks we should play that, we should try and use that. The Invisible Girl being saved on the side of Team Jeff. Psylocke being banned out, another one which a lot of people on the side of Team Thor can pick up and play. The Wolverine on the side of Team Thor being banned out, getting rid of that dive potential, because Wolverine can be a deadly pick if picked right.
It is a bit of a mixture of the first couple veto phases with the mixture of them duelist roles being banned out and a couple strategists being saved. The Thing is also going to be safe. We've seen him being used in the last couple games. Namor is going to get banned out once again, same as the last game. And Storm is going to be banned out this time. They definitely didn't like the amount of damage and sustained damage effort was able to do onto that role. But he's actually going to be locking in the Magneto from now. It could be a bit of a troll pick. He might switch in the game, as we are going to see 5 Vanguards selected by the side of Team 4 with that rocket. Whether that's a fun strategy they're going for, or they're just teasing us a little bit and they're going to switch into the after we get into the game, we'll see.
Could be interesting to see 5 Vanguards with a rocket. This could, if they do play this kind of a comp, it could be very interesting to see, and very interesting to see how this plays out. Just because they do have a lot of frontline potential, they do have quite a bit of damage on the Vanguards as well. Not as much as the Duelists would have, but it gives them that tanky enough just to walk through their lines, especially with the likes of Emma Frost being able to pick one out, grab them, slam them to the floor to allow the team to jump on them and just almost insta kill them. And if they are able to take out the strategists quickly, they can be a huge nightmare to deal with, especially on points like this, where it's very box shaped, it's very closed in, there's a lot of walls, there's a lot of moving parts to it, where the side of Team Jeff is still going for their typical tried and true method, going triple support, double Vanguard, 1 duelist.
Yeah, the rocket is going to be working overtime here, trying to keep everybody alive. Fortunately, the Venom can heal himself. When he does fall low on HP, he will get that shield bonus he gets from the lower health he is, the more shield he'll get. But the rocket is going to struggle to try and revive everybody here. Fortunately, they do have high health pools, but they are going to fall very fast. But luckily, the way Rocket heals, he should be able to heal all players at once. And wow, for absolutely wiping Team Jeff. I was not expecting this from the 5 Vanguard composition. And I guess Jeff just was not expecting this at all. 4 is running through them like havoc right now, as 4 Hulk and the Thing both getting kills on the side of Jeff, and Jeff just fallen so quickly there. They are going to take point, and I don't know how Jeff are going to be able to retake control of this point when there's so many tanks on the side of Team 4 they have to get rid of.
Well, like I said before, they've gone a very heavily engaged tank front line to just jump into that back line, kill the back line very, very quickly, and the Emma Frost there working in favour with them, be able to grab support, slam to the ground, do some heavy damage, push them into the team to allow the divers to just come in and follow, like we're seeing now, jumping straight into the back line. Team Thor is dropping low though, and Emma Frost does go down, but I'm not sure if that's going to help much, especially with how many Vanguards there are. 2 Vanguards do drop, but 2 of Jeff do drop as well. 1 Vanguard does 2 Vanguards do drop, and they have picked up an extra 2 Vanguards, making it a complete Vanguard and rocket standoff.
Yeah, the Rocket doing a really good job at healing all the Vanguards here, and it's just so fun to watch as that Rocket revive station is going to bring another Vanguard back into the fight as soon as he's gone, as soon as that health pool has been taken out by the side of Jeff, just rubbing more salt into the wounds for Jeff. But as soon as that rocket does fall, Team Jeff should be able to pounce on the side of Team 4 and they will receive no heals. So Team 4 doing a really good job at surrounding the rocket, making sure he lives in these long team fights. And Team Jeff haven't got an answer for this yet. Very unexpected strategy from Team 4 in this final match, and it's completely disturbed the tactical side of the game for Team Jeff here as they struggled to find an answer for it.
They even picked up the Team Jeff tried to pick up the Spider-Man to just try and catch out the rocket. However, it's not doing them any favors because Spider-Man is almost instantly dropped and has to retreat. A couple of side of Team Thor getting low, but their rocket is working overtime to try and keep them all up, trying to keep them healthy. We are seeing the power of the Vanguards here, just their sheer health pools, their sheer survivability, being able to just hold them up.
Wow. I thought coming into that map, I thought it was more of a troll pick from the side of Team 4, but they've proved me wrong. That was actually a tactical masterclass, as that looked completely unbeatable as Jeff couldn't find an answer on how to counter that for Team 4. And they've actually got 3 more ultimates. With it being domination, they are going to retain them ultimates coming into this second map of the 4th and potentially final match of this tournament. Jeff have to find an answer and they have to find it now.
Yeah, it's Team Jeff try to follow the comp, try to copy the comp back with a couple different champions, but couldn't find it, so they had to switch away from it, and they had to go for more of a streamlined comp. But as of Team Thor right now, proving the Vanguard strength almost, just jumping into the backline, having very minimal deaths on the side of Team Thor as well. Only 2 deaths on the side of Team Thor compared to Team Jeff's almost 20, 30 deaths with running full Vanguard comp.
The Rocket, the unsung hero there, he's gone for obviously no damage as he is the only healer. All out healing there. He's got 10k healing, 11 assists, and no deaths. So he managed to stay in the team fight the entire game there, not falling. So he is definitely having to play safe and try and heal, whereas all the tanks keeping him alive. And wow, Team 4 already getting rid of the Adam Warlock as 3 members have fallen on the side of Team Jeff. This is looking bad for Team Jeff. They do have the ultimates, but everybody with the ultimate has fallen by the side of Team 4, and they've got 3 ultimates of their own to work with. Team 4 absolutely pouncing on Team Jeff right now. Although the rocket has fallen, Team Jeff need to punish this, but they've only got 4 members alive. I don't think they're going to be able to get much out of this, as Team 4, with that mad health pool, is just still dominating Team Jeff, even with that rocket gone. He's trying to heal them from his own spawn, and that revive station is still there. Venom is going to try and punish some of Team Jeff, but he is going to fall low. But luckily with that shield, he is going to have 1000 health, but he is going to drop really low. Rocket comes in the perfect time to heal Venom back to half HP, although Venom is going to fall back low again. It looks like Venom is going to fall. Rocket can't do that much healing. The Thing is also going to fall low, and Jeff are starting to find answers here, but 4 are going to capture the objectives at a 25% marker, but 5 members of the side of Jeff are on the control point right now, so they should be able to take this one. But Team 4's got too many tanks on the site, and the Rocket revive, the Rocket ultimate comes into play to give them more damage and healing, and it is going to work really well for the side of Team 4 as they're going to they're going to love this fight, how long it goes, because they're going to keep getting the objective point higher and higher. It doesn't matter how many people are on Team Jeff, they don't capture it, but it looks like they're going to capture it. No, they don't. Team 4 managed to hold on with 2 members on point, and Team Jeff are going to use the Jeff ultimate to try and get people off point, but unfortunately he only gets the Hulk. Not enough value there. Joe is going to switch the Venom and get a kill onto Effort. Duck trades it out low onto the Jeff. Both teams losing a lot of players here, but this is going to favour 4 here as they have the objective point.
Team Jeff does get the objective point back for milliseconds, and Team Thor back on it, back capturing it. Team Jeff really needs to try and hold this point, really needs to try and control the point now while they're at the advantage. But Team Thor still have 2 ults up, which still haven't been used. The Hulk and the Thing still holding them. And as we see here right now, the sheer Vanguard's health pool for Team Thor is unreal. Holding the line, holding, and when one does drop down, another one's coming back to take its place. Another one's holding to take its place. And the rocket charging an ultimate will be insane due to the amount of healing he'll be doing with the Vanguards. And Team Thor do take the point back. Team Jeff is trying to look around for the side, trying to get something back from it. But unfortunately,
that
cannot.
Was a key win there by Team 4, as Team 4 will take the objective point back, but Team Jeff are going to have to figure something out here, because whoever controls the point, it seems to heavily favour that team, as these teams both have a lot of Vanguards and healing to work with. So these fights are being very long drawn out. So it looks like the next team fight will probably last into overtime. I reckon 4 is going to get to that 99% marker with how much tanks they have on the point. It doesn't matter if Team Jeff can test the point, because the percentage marker is going into the side of Team 4 with how this game mode works, and they are going to have the Venom still on point, so they are going to get the 99% marker. Jeff are going to have to contest this for the remainder of the game,
just to try and hold it, but the sheer Vanguards are still looking very healthy in the side of Team Thor, and Team Jeff is not looking healthy on their side. Their Venom is low, their Emma Frost is low, and the Emma Frost does drop, so does the Venom, and they aren't on the point. The overtime is ticking down. It does look like Team Thor taking it.
Wow.
And Team Thor does take it completely. Team Thor in the last game whitewashing Team Jeff, not gaming, and that last strategy they did, the complete Vanguard strategy, showing that Vanguards do have the strength of any other character in the game, no matter what you run.
Oh yeah, months and months of games, and that is it. That's the final chapter. Team 4 are your champions from the first game to the last game. It's been an amazing story to have all the teams. Thank you to all the players for participating in the tournament, and the viewers. It wouldn't have happened without you guys, so I appreciate everybody being involved into the stream. Thank you, Jordan, for the observing, Ethan, my fellow caster, and Nick, with all their overlays and behind the scenes production. It wouldn't have happened without the rest of the team, so thank you to everybody and all the players. Congratulations to Team 4 for being our victors.
Very well played on all sides, and like my fellow caster Brody said, pleasure being a fellow caster, pleasure casting with you, and all the behind the scenes work which you may not have seen. Jordan, Jade, Nick doing their parts to make this possible. The viewers yourselves watching this, hopefully enjoying it and enjoying the story from start to finish, from the group stages all the way through the actual rounds and all through the final stages and into the grand final itself, and especially ending on that note with Team Thor pulling out a completely new strategy we've never seen before and whitewashing Team Jeff at the end of it. So very well played to Team Thor, very well played to Team Jeff getting to where they are. Lovely games across the board, and all in all, we appreciate every single player who participated, and Team Thor do walk away with the trophy this time. So thank you very much for watching. A pleasure for everyone being here. Please take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. Peace.